We get asked that question about, you know, Muslim women in the hip hop industry quite frequently. For us, I think it's quite normal in the sense that, like, before we were Muslim, we were performers as well, you know, and we always carried ourselves a certain way, you know. We were always seen, I don't know, for some reason, we were always seen by other brothers as quite uprighted women, do you get what I mean? And it's like that was respected in us, and I think we kind of still have that same form of respect, you know. I think in England it's hard to kind of, like, you know, prove yourself, because I think people have so many different isms and schisms and, you know, so many different ideas of what hip hop is, you know, that, you know, people sometimes, like, oh, you know, they may see us, but they kind of overlook us or don't give us the credit that I feel we deserve. Going to, when we did our 6 weeks tour in America, what I realized then is that a lot of people, as long as you're good, people give you respect, you get what I mean? It's like, you know, that popular saying, you know, game recognized game, do you get what I mean? It's like real recognized real. And as far as people were concerned, you girls were good, do you get what I mean? And I guess in America as well, when you go into, like, a lot of communities where hip-hop kind of is, you know, or was born, you know, like whether it be the Bronx or when you go to Brooklyn or all these communities where, like, people who love hip-hop congregate, Islam is part and part of their culture, do you get what I'm saying? So even if they're not a Muslim, they may have a Muslim name, do you get what I mean? Or someone in their family is likely to be Muslim. So it isn't something that's separate, whereas I think here in England, Islam is still something that's quite, almost to an extent, a little bit threatening to people. So people are a little bit frightened of it, you know, and I think that does contribute to how we are. But at the end of the day, I think myself and Sakina, we're very much like, you know, this is what we do, and we're gonna just keep on breaking doors. We know that we've got the talent, you know, so we're just gonna keep on and keep on until people actually recognize that. And if they don't, then that's their loss. Unfortunately, they lost out on hearing some really good music. But it's not difficult for us. I think it's more difficult for other people. Although sometimes when people do just kind of block us or ignore us even, it can be hurtful, but it just gives us fuel to carry on to make dope projects like Star Women.
Like, you know, with regards to, like, how do we find it as, like, Muslim women and hip-hop or whatever, the thing for people to kind of remember is that, like, when we leave our houses and we've got our headscarves on or whatever and we dress a particular way, that's it. Like, I don't see myself, you see what I mean? All I know is that when I'm walking, I'm an MC kind of thing. Like, all I know is that in my mind I'm thinking of rhymes, with my iPod I'm listening to hip-hop or whatever. Like, it's no conflict for me, do you understand? I think the conflict, unfortunately, is based on stereotypes, and it's based on the fact that whether we want to appreciate it or not, there's a lot of Islamophobia and there's a lot of prejudice in society. And I think that people, just in general, like, irregardless of, like, whether it's in hip-hop or whether it's, like, in a workplace or whatever, people do fear what they don't know, what they don't understand. And I think that that's the problem. I think as Manira said, in the UK, I find the industry to be very much like, it's almost like if we kind of came through, for example, like Lupe Fiasco, or if, like, Brother Ali was like, yeah, these girls are dope, like, give them some respect, then people would give us respect. But I think because we kind of, like, we're not part of any clique, or we're not part of anyone's crew, we're not part of anyone's, like, little kind of gang or whatever, we're just literally two girls that are just doing our thing. I think that a lot of the time as well, it's almost like, who are you, you know what I mean? And I think that that's some of the kind of issues that we face in the UK. But outside of the UK, I've never experienced any kind of problem. I think that people in general in Europe and America are just a lot more open to just, like, good music. They're not like, oh, I'm not going to listen to you because I don't really like what you're wearing. Like, they'll listen to you regardless of what you look like or whatever, because as long as the music is dope, then people support and respect that. And I think that that's a problem I feel here.
I'm just sorry, I want to add, and it's like, I don't even think it's just a thing of, like, just us, do you get what I mean? You know, it's not even just, oh, you know, not about us, it's even just in general, like, DJs as well. As I said, when I grew up, when I was growing up, you know, I'm still growing, but when I was younger, I used to DJ, you know, and what I loved about DJing is, like, music, just the love of music and presenting new music and sharing new music. A lot of DJs are frightened to play music, and it disappoints me. It's like they only play what their friends playing, or they only know, you know, and it's just, I don't know, somewhere between the love of music, how people started off, and now, you know, getting name or, you know, what have you, People just lost that. People have just lost that. So slightly disappointing, but you know, oh well, that's how it goes, I guess.
Yeah, and another thing, sorry. Another thing as well, I feel like particularly, and I've got a lot of respect for the UK hip hop scene. I've got a lot of respect for just UK arts and urban music and creativity that comes out of the UK. But one thing I've noticed within the genre of UK hip hop is that you kind of need to have a particular sound. You know what I mean? It's like you kind of need to sound a certain way, speak about certain things, have a certain personality to kind of fit in. And I think because we kind of don't necessarily have, like, our music will incorporate African music and reggae music, and you know, like, we'll do some stuff that's kind of got a more melancholy kind of sound. We'll do stuff that just straight up is like good vibes music kind of thing, because we are lovers of music. And I think that sometimes, again, it's like, you're hip hop, but I don't really know where to put you, so I kind of will just stay clear of you.
And you didn't mention my council estate.
Yeah, exactly. You're not from my council, you know what I mean, or don't have a particular demeanor. It's like, oh, you're not really hip hop then, and it's like, well, who kind of made you grandfather hip hop kind of thing? That's how I feel. I think, you know, the only thing I would give, the only advice I could give to any other female MC that's trying to like make it is just individuality. I think it's like, don't feel that you need to fulfill a stereotype, because I think that one thing I've noticed through travel is that people, even though like mainstream, you know, commercial hip hop or commercial music has become the norm, like on the whole, people actually are craving for truth, and they're craving like reality music. Do you get what I mean? It's like people, they want their music to be a reflection of what's going on, but we're kind of fed so much. You know, the only way I can describe it is like fast food. We're fed fast food hip hop, do you get what I mean? And fast food music, we eat it, then it's nothing. It doesn't do anything to nourish our bodies. Whereas when you travel, then you realize that people actually want good quality music with a good message, something to make them feel empowered. It makes you realize that you don't have to fulfill a stereotype. Just be you, basically. That's all I would say.
Yeah. I mean, the advice that I would give is that keep on, don't let anyone stop you. Be truthful to yourself, never compromise yourself, like never compromise your morals or compromise your essence, you know. And also, don't be rude and don't be arrogant. Try and have humility. You know, arrogant people will do things for you, people go out their way for you. If there's two good rappers and you're nice, people will remember you more than they remember someone else. So those are the things I would say. At various different points in my life, different female MCs. So yeah, there was Yo-Yo, Queen Latifah, who was very inspirational. We're blessed to have the people on our mixtape like Invincible, also Shadia Mansour and Asia Black, very inspirational to me. Bahamadia, inspirational at points in my life, but I think my biggest inspiration is probably Sakina.
Oh, that's so sweet. Well, I think for me, Manira is my inspiration, because I'm not lying, because we bounce, we bounce off each other. Anyway, I think another person who was really inspirational to me, right? A few people. Salt and Pepper, first of all, because every Sunday me and my cousin used to be Salt, I used to be Salt, she used to be Pepper, and we used to rap to the family. Then I think Lauryn Hill, because I think she was just amazing, well-rounded artist. Like, so her. I think one person that I kind of got my eye on at the moment is someone called Eternia. She's recently done a track with Lady of Rage and
oh wow,
and Raw Digger, and I'm like so looking forward to hearing that. And she's just on it. She grinds hard. I really respect her. And also another person I'm really happy for and I'm proud of is Speech the Bell, because like she's really just like an ordinary girl. Like she's not, you know, all sexed out or blinged out or anything like that. She just reminds me of someone that you might have gone college with or gone school with, and she just seems like a nice girl. Her music's good, you know, it's alternative, it's just unique. So I think coming out of the UK, I'm very proud of Speech the Bell.
Female all-star or star woman, someone, and not necessarily, someone who is reaching their potential, who is shining their potential, and who is in the process of becoming something great to their ability, the best of their ability.
Okay, so female all-star or a star woman, in my opinion, is someone who is just fully activated, is activated every aspect of themselves and is not like limiting themselves. It's like there's a really famous kind of speech and it talks about the fact that you shouldn't be afraid to shine and don't fear that other people are going to dislike your shine. Just shine, just be as bright as possible, and people will only like it will only encourage others to shine as much as possible too. Like, as women, we're the ones that give birth to the earth. We give birth to the people on this earth. So we need to remember that in us is that kind of creativity. You know what I mean? Not just artistically, but I'm talking about the fact that we, in our wombs, comes forth life. So we have to remember that we've got so much in us, and we can't let society, images in the magazine, our men, our fathers, our mothers, anyone hold us down. We need to just reach our potential and shine like stars.
It's the voice of the weak whose lives ain't cheap. It's the tears that we reap through the rhymes that we speak. By tabletops and walls to make beats. It's a war with no weapons. The war chant of the Native Americans, the talking drums of the Africans. It's a vocal vibration of slaves on plantation, the book of Revelation, the end time nation. From griots to beatbox.